Karen cracked my Mercedes E-Class windshield, got sued instantly. I'm Owen, a 35-year-old financial advisor who worked tirelessly to afford my Mercedes E-Class. This is the story of how Karen, the neighborhood's spiteful HOA tyrant, cracked my windshield in a jealous rage, and how I sued her on the spot, leading to her bitter downfall. When I moved to Riverstone Heights, a peaceful suburb with lush lawns and friendly barbecues, I felt I'd found my sanctuary. My Mercedes E-Class, a sleek, midnight blue sedan, was my pride and joy. I'd spent years helping clients secure their futures, skipping luxuries to save for it, pouring every commission into its purchase. That car wasn't just a vehicle, it was my milestone, a symbol of every financial plan I'd crafted. Neighbors loved it often, complimenting its elegance or asking about its hybrid engine. Everyone except Karen. Karen, a 50-year-old HOA enforcer with a talent for sowing discord, lived across the street. She was notorious for her petty vendettas, reporting kids for playing too loudly, fining residents for unapproved garden decorations, even trying to ban a neighbor's wind chimes for noise pollution. My E-Class became her obsession. "That car's a smug trophy," she'd sneer as I polished it. "You're not a tycoon, Owen." I'd smile and move on, but her glares were sharp as a market crash. I never imagined she'd take her hatred to such a destructive level. The trouble ignited at a neighborhood financial literacy workshop I'd organized to help residents manage their budgets. I'd parked my E-Class near the event tent, its blue finish catching the evening light. Karen, who'd shown up to complain about the noisy setup, spotted my car and marched over. "This car's a rich man's toy. It doesn't belong here," she shouted, drawing stares from attendees. I kept my composure, saying, "It's just my car. Karen, let's focus on the workshop." But her eyes burned with contempt. I overheard her muttering to a friend, "That finance guy needs to be taken down a peg." Her words lingered like a bad investment, but I let them pass. That was my first mistake. The next morning, as volunteers packed away the workshop's materials, I walked to my car and felt my world collapse. My E-Class was a wreck. The windshield was shattered into a jagged spiderweb of cracks. Deep scratches gouged the hood, and "overpaid" was scrawled in dripping red spray paint. A cruel jab at my hard-earned success. The damage was vicious, a chaotic assault that screamed malice. My hands trembled. Repairs would cost thousands. Money I'd set aside for a new community financial aid program. This wasn't just vandalism, it was an attack on my mission. I called the police, but they warned that without evidence, the case might stall. I felt violated, helpless, until I checked Instagram. In the Riverstone Heights residents group on Instagram, Karen had gone live at 10 p.m. the previous night, right after the workshop. The video showed her smashing my E-Class windshield with a hammer, laughing as she scratched the hood and sprayed "overpaid" across it. "This'll teach that overpaid advisor a lesson," she crowed, zooming in on the destruction. The stream had 180 views and comments cheering niece one. Karen, my blood boiled. She hadn't just ruined my car. She'd turned her crime into a public spectacle, mocking my life's work in front of our community. I saved the video, my mind racing. Karen wasn't just a complainer, she was a destroyer, and I was ready to fight back. The neighborhood erupted. My friend Harper, who'd helped with the workshop, texted, "Karen's gone too far. We're with you." Others shared their own. Karen horror stories. She'd reported a teen's bike for cluttering the sidewalk, tried to get a neighbor's garden banned for weeds, even demanded a resident remove their solar panels for being ugly. Her reign of malice had poisoned Riverstone Heights for years. I vowed to hold her accountable, but I needed airtight evidence to make her pay. Harper and I reviewed the community's security footage, which covered the event parking area. It captured Karen in a dark scarf, hammer in hand, smashing my windshield under the tent's floodlights, her face clear as day. Then Mr. Daniels, a retired accountant down the street, called, "Owen, I saw Karen by your car last night. He said she was smashing it and spraying paint. I know her. She's been after my vintage car forever." Daniel's voice was firm, his frustration with Karen's antics fueling his resolve. His testimony was gold, but I wanted to seal Karen's fate. I posted in the Instagram group, keeping it vague. "Whoever cracked my E-Class windshield, I have video evidence. Come clean or face the consequences." Karen replied within minutes, "Stop playing victim. Owen, maybe don't flaunt that blue toy around." Her audacity was staggering. She thought her HOA position made her untouchable, but the group turned on her. Residents posted about her past stunts, keying a car over a parking dispute, reporting a kid's lemonade stand for permits. Karen's fortress of spite was crumbling. The tension brewed for days, Karen kept posting, calling me an overpaid bean counter and my E-class a finance bro's ego trip, despite knowing I'd earned it myself. Each jab fueled my fire. This wasn't just about my car. It was about standing up to a bully who'd tormented our community for too long. Harper suggested we confront Karen at the next HOA meeting, where the whole neighborhood would be present. It was a high-stakes move, but as a financial advisor, I knew how to calculate risk, and I was ready to sue. Karen didn't back down. She cornered me at the workshop's cleanup, smirking. "You'll never prove anything," she taunted. "I run this place." I walked away, my pulse racing, but her arrogance only sharpened my focus. I gathered my arsenal, the Instagram live video, Mr. Daniels' testimony, and the security footage, time-stamped and undeniable. I also contacted my lawyer friend, who prepared a civil lawsuit for property damage in emotional distress, ready to file the moment I had her on record. I was locked and loaded for justice. The days leading up to the meeting were a pressure cooker. Karen's posts grew nastier, and she even left a note on my windshield. "Back off, money man," residents whispered about her. Unraveling, her once vocal supporters were distancing themselves, and old HOA fines she'd issued were being challenged. The air crackled with anticipation. I wasn't just fighting for my E-class. I was fighting for every resident she'd harassed. The HOA meeting was a battlefield. The room, packed with neighbors, buzzed with tension as Karen sat in the front row, arms crossed, her smirk radiating control. I stood, my voice steady despite the adrenaline. Karen cracked my Mercedes E-class windshield after the financial workshop, I declared. She live-streamed it on Instagram, and I have proof. Gasps rippled through the crowd. I played the video, her laughter echoing as glass shattered and paint sprayed. Then I shared Mr. Daniels' testimony and the security footage, her face unmistakable. Karen's smirk vanished. She leapt up, screaming, "That's a lie. You're all out to get me." The room erupted. Neighbors shouted, "You're done, Karen. And we're sick of your bullying." Harper held up a timeline of Karen's Instagram rants, a years-long trail of venom. Then the bombshell. I announced that I'd already filed a lawsuit against Karen for the damages, and the police, tipped off by the HOA board, were ready to act. They'd been investigating her for months, documenting her history of petty vandalism, keyed cars, broken planters, even a defaced community sign. As Karen shrieked, "This is a conspiracy. I'm the victim," the doors swung open, 2 officers stepped in, their radios crackling. The crowd roared as they cuffed her for vandalism and malicious destruction of property. She wailed, "You can't do this," but her lies dissolved under the weight of justice. The twist was brutal. The lawsuit moved swiftly. In court, I presented the evidence, Instagram live security footage, and testimonies from Mr. Daniels and other neighbors. The judge, appalled by her actions, ordered Karen to pay for the repairs' legal fees and punitive damages totaling over $40,000. Her history of vandalism came to light, painting her as a serial offender. The HOA board, backed by resident complaints, revoked her membership, forcing her to move out. As she left the courtroom, a police cruiser's lights flashed outside, casting red and blue across the stunned crowd. Neighbors who'd seen her live stream now recorded her leaving their phones, capturing her downfall. In real-time, justice wasn't just served, it was a legal reckoning. Karen's collapse was seismic. The court case made local news, and her Instagram live went viral, racking up millions of views. Hashtags like #WorstJaWorkHudgers Karen vs E-class trended with memes mocking her paint-splattered sneer. Her job as a corporate trainer vanished when her boss saw the footage, horrified by her behavior. Her allies deserted her, and her house was sold under HOA pressure. The sign defaced with "Karen's out" in spray paint. She thought she could ruin my car and maintain her grip on Riverstone Heights. Instead, she ruined herself, her name forever tied to the hammer she swung. The neighborhood rallied around me. A luxury auto shop offered to repair my E-class at a discount, and the court-ordered damages covered the rest. Driving it now, its blue finish, gleaming, feels like a victory for fairness over hate, a balanced ledger. Karen learned the hard truth: you can't bully a community built on support. In Riverstone Heights, we stood together, and karma sued her right back.